Hi, Alan here, and as I promised in my prior video, I wanted to put together for viewers of RVAcrossamerica.net exactly how much good credit and lousy credit is going to cost you in an RV loan. One of the things I've learned being in RV consulting and sales during the summer is that a lot of people are looking to do zero down loans. They don't want to put any money into their loan. And that creates some interesting challenges. We're going to talk about that actually in a third video. But this video, what I want to show you is here's what happens when you take out a loan. And I'm going to pull up my phone. It's a basic payment calculator that I'm going to show you. And I'm going to take a relatively small RV loan. I mean, I see people coming in buying toy haulers that out the door are selling for $75,000 and financing the entire amount. This is based on a $25,000 loan based on a 12-year term. And actually, if you have outstanding credit 800 or higher, you might get 15 years on a $25,000 loan, depending on the lender. And this is based on a 6% interest rate. Now remember, RV loans are recreational loans. You are allowed to deduct the interest, consult your accountant, understand the laws. But they are going to charge you, the lender, are going to charge you a higher interest rate. Typically, banks are a little higher than credit unions, but banks will also give a longer term than most credit unions. Most credit unions will try to cut you down to 6, 7, 8 years for a loan. So I have a hypothetical loan at $25,000 is the amount. The loan term is 12 years. The interest rate is 6%. And what I can see here is you're going to end up, if you run it out the full 12 years, you'll pay total interest a little bit over $10,000. So it's hopefully that's visible to you and can be seen, but you're a little bit over $10,000 there for the total interest paid. An interesting setup here down at the bottom is payment breakdown. It shows the majority of it is the principal and a smaller percentage is the interest. It's 71% principal and 29% interest. Now, let's take that same $25,000 amount, that same 12-year term, and apply it to somebody with not so great credit. And very quickly, the loan amounts go up. By the way, that loan was $244 a month, $243.96. Remember that number. If we go to 11.5%, and this might be somebody who's got around a 600 score, I've seen the correlation there that that's not a bad estimate for what will happen. A 600 score is just fine if you're going for a car or a truck, but an RV is a recreational loan, and that's not something that the banks are going to give away the loan on. So if we take that $25,000, apply it to 12 years at 11.5%, instead of just over $10,000, you can now see if I can hold that thing steady and get it level for you, over $21,000 in interest. And if I bring it up here, well, I've got to scroll a little bit. Now, almost half of the loan amount that you're paying is interest. In other words, 54% of what you pay on that loan, if you run it out 12 years, is your principal, and 46% is interest. And the monthly payment goes from $240 to $320 per month. Now let's try something interesting. Let's say you're that guy who's going to get that 6% rate, and you get the 12-year loan, but instead you elect to pay $320 per month. You pay what the person with lesser credit was going to get charged anyway. In other words, you're overpaying your minimum monthly. Your minimum monthly was around $240. Instead, you're going to pay around $320. What happens to that $25,000 loan that you were given? At a 6% rate, again, you're the guy with the better credit. Your payoff becomes just over 8 years, and your interest paid ends up being about $6,700. In other words, when you pay more than the required minimum, you are reducing the term of your loan. In this instance, the person who would have gotten a 12-year loan at about $240 a month, electing to pay about $320 a month, is reducing their term from 12 to 8.25 years. They'll have it paid off at 8.25. And for that person, instead of paying 10,100 in interest, they're paying 6,700 in interest. Um, and now the payment breakdown, you can see of what you paid on the loan, 79% went to principal and 21% went to interest. That's pretty significant by my book. Um, so get good credit. Do what you have to do to raise your credit. If you have to go to a consultant, um, reach out to a consultant and find out what you have to do to raise your credit. In most cases, it comes down to pay your bills, don't be late, and use credit cards to help raise your credit. But again, don't run the rolling charge on the credit cards. These are all very basic things. And yes, I do know that medical charges can really swamp somebody, can sink someone's ship very quickly. And what I also will say is that I know from speaking with my financial guy here that runs the loans and works deals, um, medical medical payment issues are the most forgivable when it comes to trying to get a loan and get a reasonable interest rate. All that said, when you go for a loan, make sure that the dealer gives you a couple of options. Consider shopping outside if you want for an alternate offer, and get out there and enjoy the RV lifestyle. It's an investment in recreation. It's an investment in time with your family and time with others and time with traveling through nature. It is not a financial investment. RVs are not something that are going to hold their value or appreciate in 99% of the cases. And my next video, I'm going to talk a little bit about timing on buying and then selling your RV. So that's something to think about. So we'll be with you shortly on another video. That may be another day or two down the road before I get it posted. But it's late September 2017. I'm Alan. This is RVAcrossAmerica.net. There is a button in the upper right-hand corner of this video that will bring you over to my full post. There's also a subscribe button here on the YouTube channel. If you're on my YouTube channel, hey, subscribe. And if you come over to my post, hey, join our mailing list. Love to stay in touch with you. Feel free to write me, ask questions. I'm not a financial expert, but I've been on the planet for a few years and I kind of have a feel for what's going on. Anyway, thank you and you have a wonderful day.